Trump-Flation? Food prices continuing to rise under President Donald Trump, despite his promise to slash grocery prices immediately upon taking office. Plus, how things may only get worse as Trump goes to war with the Federal Reserve. Welcome to the No Spin Zone. Graphs Grievances starts right now. Inflation is a presidency killer. That was the ubiquitous message from politicos heading into the 2024 presidential election. Even before Democrats, Republicans, and the press began maliciously attacking former President Joe Biden over his age and indignantly declaring he was unfit to serve a second term, many questioned whether Biden could overcome steep price increases on his watch to win re-election. And while inflation under Biden was far from historic, it was much higher in the United States in the 1970s and early 1980s, it did peak above 9% in June of 2022 and stayed above the Federal Reserve's 2% target every month since then. All of that meaning that Americans were paying more for basic goods and services that they used to get for less. And paying more makes no one happy, even if they can afford it. So, to try to tackle this problem, President Biden and Democrats passed the Inflation Reduction Act, and the Federal Reserve raised interest rates sharply. These actions corresponding with a remarkable slowing of the inflation rate to just 2.9% when Biden left office. But while all of that very good news was happening for the American people and Democratic politicians, head honchos in the Democratic Party were concocting new reasons to stop President Biden from running for re-election. Instead of trumpeting his ability to drastically lower inflation, create a historic 6.6 million new jobs, and oversee record low unemployment, former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, along with many other powerful Democrats, were telling anyone who would listen that Biden was too old to run for a second term. And as I have said here before, I totally disagree with this analysis. But even if you do agree that Biden was too old to beat Donald Trump again, by focusing so much on Biden's age, Democrats did Trump's work for him. Even after Biden was kicked off the presidential ticket, Trump and Republicans continued attacking Biden and began to outright suggest that his replacement, Vice President Kamala Harris, was somehow involved in an elaborate cover-up of Biden's mental decline. All of this nonsense greatly hindering Harris and Democrats' ability to convey to the American people what a good job Biden had done addressing inflation and the economy at large.
In addition to her horrendous record as vice president, Kamala Harris has also been caught red-handed perpetrating the biggest scandal in American political history. For 3.5 years, Harris shamelessly lied to the public to cover up Joe Biden's mental unfitness, claiming that Crooked Joe was at the absolute top of his game. I don't think so. We will end inflation and make America affordable again. We're going to get the prices down. We have to get them down. It's too much. Groceries, cars, everything. We're going to get the prices down. But prices will come down. You just watch. They'll come down, and they'll come down fast, not only with insurance, with everything. So tomorrow, I will end inflation. We will cut your taxes. End inflation. So when I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one. I want on groceries. It's a very simple word, groceries. Like almost, who uses the word? I started using the word, the groceries. A vote for Trump means your groceries will be cheaper. It'll also bring your grocery bill way down. I have more complaints on groceries.
So there, in addition to incessant talk about deporting undocumented immigrants, you see the essence of Trump's winning campaign. But despite his promise to bring down food costs, have continued to rise under President Trump. eggs hitting new record highs last week, with prices now averaging nearly $7 a dozen. And while bird flu is currently responsible for some of that increase, it's not just eggs that are getting more expensive under Trump. Meat prices are also spiking, as is the cost of coffee, which also just hit record highs. And according to economists across the political spectrum, there is only more pain in store for your wallet thanks to Donald Trump. The prices of fruit and vegetables expected to skyrocket as migrant farm workers have already stopped showing up for work in fear of immigration raids ordered by Trump as part of his mass deportation plan. In addition, Trump is promising to impose broad new tariffs on many of America's biggest trading partners, including China, Mexico, and Canada. These new tariffs will be paid by you, the American people, in the form of higher prices on everything from clothes to appliances to cars and to the snacks you buy at the grocery store. And if all of that were not enough, we are now hearing that the Federal Reserve is likely to keep interest rates unchanged this week after having steadily cut rates throughout 2024. And while that normally would be good news with respect to taming rising costs, Trump is threatening to go to war with the Fed chairman and try to force him to cut rates instead. Such a move would certainly reignite inflation and make everything more expensive. So why is Trump advocating for the independent Federal Reserve to cut rates now? It seems to come down to Trump not understanding basic economics and holding a fantastical view that lower interest rates will magically spur massive new spending without price hikes. Of course, that is not true according to nearly every economist on earth, and Democrats should relentlessly hammer Trump on the increasing costs of goods and services from now through the midterm elections. Thank you for watching Graf's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share, and join me tomorrow for more.